Hey guys, this is Mike Garrick with My Nutrition Body, mental toughness, high performance nutrition, and ways to create lean, powerful bodies. Welcome to Streamlining Healthier Food Preparation, Part 1, aka Becoming a Nutritional Badass.
Welcome to the future.
Now, if you're watching this, that means that you're not the average person and you actually want to do something to create a better life. You actually want to create more health, more vitality, more fitness. Now look, we live in a cause and effect world. What does that mean? That means that you only get out of life what you actually are going to put into it. And that means the nutrition that you're pouring into your body. So you get to choose what you're going to fuel this vehicle you've been given called a body. Now remember, you only get one. I believe that's called irreplaceable. That's right, this thing you've been given called a body is irreplaceable. You only get one shot. Now, do you want to drive through life in a busted up, broken down vehicle? Of course not. So, we know that what we pour into this pie hole has a massive impact on two areas. One, your health, and two, your fitness as it relates to nutrition. Now, what do I mean when I'm talking about health and fitness in the nutritional realm? I mean, aren't they one and the same thing? Yes and no. In the realm of health, I'm talking about being free of disease. It's your body's ability to heal and cleanse itself. In the fitness realm, I'm talking about your ability to perform, your energy. Are you crackling with energy? Do you have plenty of energy to expend? And also your body composition. It's your muscle versus your fat ratio. Do you have more fat versus muscle or more muscle versus fat? This is going to dictate your level of energy and your health down the line. Now, most people want to choose one or the other. They say, oh, I'm eating to be healthy, I'm eating healthy, or they're eating for some type of fitness goal. But ultimately what we want to do is we want to take these factors and we want to actually combine them. So, how do you do that? Well, I could sum it up in this one statement. Always be working on fueling the body with the highest quality and variation of nutrition possible. Right? Let me repeat that. Always be working on fueling the body with the highest possible nutrition and variation of nutrition possible. This is called consistency, and this is how you become a nutritional badass. We all know that consistency is the hallmark of a pro. Now, the way I see it, there's only 4 ways to accomplish this. 1, you can eat it raw. 2, you can blend it. 3, you can juice it. And 4, you can cook it. Stay tuned, we're going to talk about all 4 of these. Now look, this video is mostly for guys because guys generally don't like to cook, right? We eat garbage. So let me remind you, the whole purpose of this is to combine health and fitness. Now, as we go through these 4 methods, I need you to pick out the things that you can do consistently. This is so key because remember, consistency is the hallmark of a pro, and we want to consistently fuel our bodies with the highest quality and variation possible. You're always working on this. This is a ratio, right? You're not going to start off being the best. You're going to do something like maybe you eat 80% crap and 20% good. And you're just going to start moving those ratios to where you're going to start doing more good. You're going to start eating more high quality nutrition and less crap. That's what we're working on. If you try to do it all at once, it's going to overwhelm you and you're not going to do anything. So, what's the 1 or 2 things that you can take out of this and you can actually do consistently? Now we're going to want to use a combination of these or all of them put together. Remember, we want to use an integrated approach. Don't get caught up in choosing one or the other. This is a losing battle. We want to think of it as being like the Bruce Lee way of eating, where he took all the different fighting styles and made something that was even more powerful. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about creating a nutritional way of eating that is more powerful than any one of them alone. Now, number 1, just eat it raw. We're talking about fresh fruits and vegetables, nuts and seeds predominantly, and there's some other things, but that's the main foods. So, it seems pretty easy, pretty simple, pretty straightforward, right? We're talking about raw. A lot of the stuff you get in the stores is cooked and salted and sugared. It's rancid, it's pretty much garbage. So you really want to focus on getting the highest possible quality. You know, some of your health food stores or your bulk food sections, or just order it on Amazon, right? You can pretty much get anything sent to your door nowadays. So focus on those things. Your fruits and vegetables, it's easy to get those at your supermarket in the produce section. And most stores now have that bulk section, and they've got a really high turnover, so you can get some fresh nuts, seeds. And one of the biggest keys, like I said, is variation. When you're eating these things, let's say you pick out apples. I eat a ton of apples, but I have to make sure, I have to remind myself that I need to rotate through other fruits because everything is high and low in certain nutrients. And so you want to get that variety so you're constantly getting that variety of nutrients. This is key and vital. Eating raw is extremely high in nutritional content, right? Because it's in its whole form. It's all inclusive as far as nutrition. There's a lot of different nutrients as well as hydration, fiber, right, to move your bowels. The only downside I can possibly think of eating raw is that depending on your beliefs and depending on your studies, as far as getting enough protein with certain fitness goals. Like certain fitness goals, you need a lot of protein, and it's a lot harder to get your protein through a whole food diet or a raw food diet. Where a lot of people are thinking, well, you know, raw sushi, raw fish. I'm not really talking about that. I'm talking more along the lines of just your fresh fruits and vegetables and your nuts and seeds. Either way, adding a certain amount of raw foods into your diets is extremely beneficial to your health and your fitness. Number 2, juice it. Now, the best way to get massive amounts of high quality nutrients and hydration is through juicing. Juicing is extremely easy for your body to extract nutrition and actually assimilate that nutrition. Because what it does is when you run fruits and vegetables through a juicer, it breaks down the cell and releases the juice, and the juice is where you get all the nutrition, right? The fiber works in your bowels, and that's good too, and that's why it's good to eat them or blend them. But when you juice it, it is like a nutritional punch in the face of nutrients. And it takes a small amount of your body's energy to actually digest it. So this is why I recommend juicing specifically and especially for when you're sick or you're trying to recover or accelerate your healing, because it takes a lot less energy for your body to digest and use these juices as it does to opposed to like your cooking. Cooking food, eating cooked food takes massive amounts of energy to digest. Juicing does not. Number 3, blend it. Blending is near and dear to my heart because it's so fast, it's so easy to get concentrated amounts of nutrients into your diet. And not just fruits and vegetables, but remember the integrated approach. I'm talking about protein, using protein powders, right? You're not going to blend up meat. But using protein powders, using different types of fats and nuts and seeds, you can blend them up so you can't even really taste them so that they're smooth. Vegetables and fruits and superfoods as well. So you can actually add in so much into your blended up shakes, and you can do it so fast. I make 2 what's called a favorite shake of mine is called an S3. You check out that video. I'll put it down in the comments below. And this isn't a smoothie. This is like a nutritional punch in the face. I'm talking about a full spectrum of very powerful nutrients that I've learned to put into this thing, that I've actually formulated this shake. I drink them every single day that I'm home. I even take stuff, I work 48 hours at the fire department. I'll even take stuff and make them there. I actually have a home blender and I have a fire department or a work blender, if you can imagine. So this is something it's super easy to do. Kids can do it. It's fast. There's absolutely no excuse, man. Get a blender. What the hell are you waiting for? You don't have to buy a Vitamix, a $400 or $500 blender. You can get the old school Austerizer from the DI for like $5. Those old school babies, man, they can blend up some stuff. They're not going to do what the Vitamix does or the Blendtec or the Ninja whatever, but just get started. That's the big thing. You got to get started in doing it. All right, number 4, cook it. Now, what are we talking about? We're talking about cooking poultry, lean meats, eggs, fish, shellfish, vegetables, and using herbs and spices. We want to make sure we minimize the crap that we put in there. We want to be cooking whole foods. Try to stay away from all the junk. Don't get super concerned with organic or free range or that stuff. If you can afford that, if you come across that, then that's great. But don't worry about that right now. Focus on whole food versions, meaning not your processed type of like, you go to the delicatessen and they've got that thing that looks like turkey and it's a bunch of, lips and assholes ground up and pressed together and then they slice it. Okay, that stuff's garbage. We're talking about real chicken and turkey and eggs and stuff like that. So, when you're cooking, remember this, we want to minimize nutrient damage. Now how we do that is cooking length of time and heat. So we want to minimize those things. So we want to cook it for the minimal dosage, if you will. So just remember that. If you bring it out and it's charred to crap, okay, that char is not good. It's hard for your body to break that down, and some people say that stuff's carcinogenic. So when you're using the grill, a grill is a great tool for cooking, but it creates a lot of char. And that char is denatured proteins and fats, which is considered to be carcinogenic. So be careful with that. So what methods do we recommend? I'm going to go through 4 just really quick, and I just want to touch on the points. And you can learn more about these either from my videos, or I would recommend you buy a book called The World's Healthiest Foods by George Modeljohn. It's about this big. It's about the best book you can buy on nutrition. He's also got a website, theworldshealthiestfoods.com, and he shows you how to do a lot of this stuff on his website without even buying his book. So anyway, there's no excuses. Let's go through and talk about them. So number 1, let's talk about the microwave real quick. The microwave. The microwave generally, it gets a bad rap, but really it's for reheating stuff, reheating foods, and heating water and small cooking jobs. Cooking like, not meat, but cooking like potatoes or corn. I've got a great video on how to cook corn in the microwave. But there's one major thing that you got to realize in a microwave, and that is do not use plastic or foam in there, because when you do, those chemicals will migrate into your food. Okay? You don't want those chemicals migrating into your food. Your body already has enough chemicals that you need to throw off, via your liver and your kidneys and other ways. You don't want to add to that burden. So make sure you cook in glass when you're using the microwave. This is essential. Now, steaming. Now you can do steaming with a pot and a steamer insert, but it's kind of a pain in the butt, takes a lot of time. I recommend you get a steamer, like one of those plug-in steamers that you can do, and some of them have like multiple levels. This is great because you can steam protein, you can steam vegetables, and you can steam, I love cooking brown rice in those things because you can turn it on once you get the measurements in, you can turn it on, you can set it and forget it, okay? So that's 2 ways. Now, quick saute. There's something called a quick saute. And basically what it is, you take a pan like this and you're just going to put a little bit of broth, or make your own broth, or you can just use some of those bouillon cubes and water, and you'll put it here, you'll put a lid on it, and you're going to cook on like a medium heat. And you can cook vegetables and proteins this way. And it's really interesting because like with vegetables, you can tell when you're overcooking vegetables because they go from that brilliant, gorgeous green to that baby crap green. So you want to avoid that. Really easy to do. You can add in like lemon juice and garlic when you're cooking it. It's really quick. It's anywhere from 3 to 5 minutes for vegetables. Sometimes it's a little more. And then, it's a little higher for protein. I don't really recommend doing protein this way. It's mostly for vegetables, but you can do it. So, the last method, and the method that once you start using, you're not going to quit, is the quick broil method. So I was looking for an alternative to grilling because, like I said before, grilling has a tendency to, to build up that char, and I don't want to be taking in any more than I have to. So quick broil. I learned how to quick broil. So what you do is you put your oven on broil, and you have a shelf in here, and you want it to be about halfway up or a third the way down. You don't want it to be right up next to the coil, because what quick broil means is that top coil gets red hot and the bottom coil is not on. So when it's baking, you have both of them on, but you only have the top one. So what you do is you turn the broil on and you stick a pan in here like this, right? It's like a cookie sheet. Use stainless steel. Don't be using Teflon or aluminum. And you put it in there. It gets really super hot. So while you're prepping your whatever you're cooking, whether it's vegetables, whether it's carbohydrates or proteins, this sucker's getting really, really hot. Then you pull this bad boy out and you throw your vegetables on there and you season them up and you put them in there. Now, I have a video on quick broiling, so check and click on that. I'll either put it in the comments or actually put a link directly on this video. But you can go and you can see on how to do that with more details. But what's super cool about this method is that you can cook proteins, you can cook vegetables, and you can cook carbohydrates. And you can cook a lot of them. And it's easy. Once you dial in the times for each specific vegetable, because each one's a little bit different. And sometimes, here's the best part, you really don't have to add any fat. Except for with your green vegetables, you can add a little coconut oil or butter or something like that to coat it up, but you really don't. Especially with your lean proteins, you don't have to use any type of oil on there. So, and when you pull it out, it's nice and browned, but not charred and black. This is cool. This is paramount. Once you start using quick broil, you're not going to go back. All right, guys, I just gave you 4 tools that you can use to consistently fuel your body with the highest possible nutrition and variety of nutrition possible so that you can upgrade your health and your fitness so that you can be healthier, your family can be healthier, and everybody around you can be healthier. I'm Mike Garrick, helping you think, eat, and move with a purpose. That was good.
Welcome to the future.